Let me quickly bring in my guest joining us this afternoon. We have Dhanraj Vanjari, former ACP Mumbai, joining us, and Inakshi Ganguly, child rights expert and co-founder of HUC, also joining us from the national capital. Mr. Vanjari, I'm going to come to you first, because in most of the cases, what we're seeing right now, it appears that although there have been these amendments that are being made, it has appeared that the crime has only increased. In fact, the accused are let free after the trial is over. It points to two aspects that we're looking at here. Either there's weak investigation and loopholes in the judicial process that ensure acquittal of the accused.
Loose investigation and the prosecution delay is can be a one thing which can we say afterwards. But here, at the first instance, I would like to say that I really feel pity for that innocent girl. She is not able to understand what kind of this nonsense secret games these people are doing with them. Second important thing I would like to applaud on this national channel, that thanks to Mirror Now for taking such kind of stories and making a big public wide awareness out of this debate. I think in this case the accused are missing conspicuously for that particular 15 minutes time slab should have been noticed by somebody, either their employer, either the people in the vicinity, because over a period of 1 year this nonsense was going on with that innocent child. And look at the innocence of the child, that unless the child has make that experiment on some another child right in front of grandpa or grandmom, and the grandmom then said, what is this? And she is confessing, saying that it is a game, the secret game the uncle have taught her to play and all these things. I really feel pity for such kind of things, such offenders. They are all arrested. Well, credit goes to police to that extent, but I will say real credit will go to the police when they will have all concrete evidences to hang these accused. They deserve nothing less than hanging. Such people should be brought to the noose of the law. The prosecution, I expect, to play a real noble role over here and see that all these three accused, I think they are all major. They are all major and they know what they were doing with the child.
Right.
They should get a punishment, nothing less than hanging.
Right, but you know, Mr. Vanjari, that's exactly the point that we're trying to make on the show today, is the fact that there are these stringent measures, there are these amendments that are being brought in. Inakshi, it's happening, but Mr. Vanjari, as Inakshi rightly pointed out there, we can't keep bringing in numerous guidelines and law, but more importantly, it also has to be about a cultural shift or a shift in perception that we have, more education, and more importantly, we can talk about installing CCTVs at homes and in schools, but we do not give much importance to actually ensuring safety en route to school and home. Similarly, making roads and other public spaces safe for children and women to navigate is a demand long overdue in this country.
You are right, Sanjana, because even if there are stringent punishment for murders, or even we have a very stringent law like Mokka and all these things to stop terrorism, but has the terrorism been stopped? Has the offense of murder been stopped? It has not. So deterrent law is one of the preventing measure, and as I said that they should be hanged, because hanging will set an exemplary punishment, as it has been rightly said on the channel that they are having no fear of the law. So how you inculcate, how you indoctrinate the fear of law? Fear of law only will be indoctrinated through exemplary punishment, and that is why I said in this case the punishment should be exemplary one, they should be hanged, and after that such kind of example we can say. But as a second point you very rightly raised, Sanjana, is what about the safety of a child? When child is being left over there to wait for a rickshaw, the parent should think that the child is here for 15 minutes. And 15 minutes is enough time to have any mischief with the child. So in that 15 minutes for a year, if any time the parent would have waited, they could have seen the things is happening with the child like that. or some school. The school is, in this case, fortunately, the school is at a very close vicinity from the place of offense. The school also would have kept certain sort of vigilance where the child is coming, from where they are coming, or at least some counselor in the school should have interacted with the child. I am sure, I am a psychotherapist. This kind of crime is not only physical, it is psychological also. So, any counselor or any teacher looking into the child should have noticed some change over the period of 1 year in the child. They should have asked the child, questioned the child, what is happening with you, where do you go, how do you come. At least normal questioning should have happened. So sometime child would have said, okay, in that 15 minutes waiting for the rickshaw, there are certain uncles who are teaching me this secret game and all these things. So there was a chance. What I say finally, what we require is a social awareness, is a psychological awareness. That is not only a job of law and police, it's a job of NGOs, it's a job of other social organizations, it's a job of educational institute, and finally, it's a job of parent also. Parents simply cannot say that since we are, both of us, we are working, we have gone to the job, and at least someday they should have taken pain to wait there for 15 minutes to see the child is boarding the rickshaw rightfully or not. So these questions, all these cumulatively, if we consider collectively, we cannot find a single point solution or a law oriented solution. We have to collectively think of all these organizations, social organizations especially, and making awareness in the parent that such thing can happen with the child.
True,
it
true.
is shocking that how a counselor in a school could not understand, how a teacher could not understand the behavior of the child.
Okay, Mr. Vanjari, there are examples of cities and towns all over the world actually, because let's remember this is not a problem that is persistent only in India. This is a problem the world over. It's rampant the world over, and it's absolutely horrific. But there are examples of people that are doing their bit to keep their streets active, to keep their streets lively and usable by everyone, including women, children, the differently able. So, so as to make it more inclusive. But this is outside a school. This is outside a school. This is perhaps a street that was bustling. There was, it's a school, so there are teachers, there are adults over there. But despite that, this was happening to this child for almost close to a year.
It is absolutely shocking. Now we are talking about the parent, we are talking about the school, we are talking about general awareness in the society and circumstances around. But apart from that, I would like to take the views towards the government. What government is doing? Government has their social justice department. I think they should pass such guidelines. Whenever such crime being reported or such issues have been taken on national channel, the social justice department of the government should wake up and see that child is such a precious gem of the society. They are tomorrow's pillar of the civilized democracy in this country. And what kind of protection the child should get. From house the child is living, she is going to some transport, and from transport she is going to the school. In that phase, why we can't monitor through CCTV the entire moment behavior of the child. And moreover, in the school, as I am repeating, they are more responsible. They should also notice the changes in child psychologically. Why there is a provision by social justice department from government to have a child psychologist. In every school we have a psychological profiler, psychological counselor we call them in a big way.
Right.
And they are doing it. Mostly they are the women. And I hope women can understand quickly the difference passing through the child. So this is, as I rightly said, that it is a collective responsibility and government should take a chunk of the responsibility. As you rightly said that what is happening, that we are not monitoring each and every phase of the child outside the house, and it is need to be managed. No doubt there are childs are safe in the house. I will not say, because there are so many cases which happening with the close relation and this thing in houses also. There are atrocities being done on the sexual abuses on the child. There also we need to protect. So it's a big psychological exercise we have to do collectively, and then only we can protect our children.
Absolutely.